What's up, guys? This is the Gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. And guys, I just saw this article like mere moments ago, and I want to share it with you because it kind of implies that Kathleen Kennedy is getting the fuck up on out of here, which is something that I really like the thought of, you know what I mean? So I want to share this article with you and get your views on it and your thoughts and your opinions, and it goes a little something like this. Hit it! And this is in cosmicbook.news, right? Alright, cosmicbook.news. And the article goes on to say, Kathleen Kennedy replaced at Lucasfilm for new Star Wars. Okay, there's no question mark there. It's just a headline. It's a statement, like it's a beautiful matter of fact. It says Kathleen Kennedy replaced at Lucasfilm for new Star Wars, and this is by a gentleman named Matt McGloin. And it goes on to say, in the wake of the failure of The Last Jedi, I just love the way that sounds. In the wake of the failure of The Last Jedi, Rian Johnson, can you hear me? It says here, in the wake of the failure of The Last Jedi and Solo, which apparently also sees Rian Johnson's trilogy canceled, Disney announces a replacement for Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy. Now that is one loaded ass opening statement. I love the way it's going down. It says here, I mean, there are so many buckshots right here. It says, in the wake of the failure of The Last Jedi, Bing, and Solo, Bing, which apparently also sees Rian Johnson's trilogy canceled, Bing, Disney Lucasfilm announces a replacement for Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy. Bing, 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 bing. That's just great. I love it. That is sheer poetry, guys. All right, let me read it for you one more time. In the wake of the failure of The Last Jedi and Solo, which apparently also sees Rian Johnson's trilogy canceled, Disney announces a replacement for Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy. Kennedy, whose term at Lucasfilm expires in 2021, actually named her replacement as Michelle Rejwan, who will now oversee the live-action development and production of new Star Wars movies and TV shows as Senior Vice President. Michelle Rejwan is known for co-producing Star Wars The Force Awakens, J.J. Abrams and Bad Robots, Star Trek Into Darkness, and was an associate producer on Abrams' Super 8. Now this sounds like this is like J.J. Abrams' girl right here, right? More on that later. And is a producer on the upcoming Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. What's interesting is that Rejwan wasn't involved in either The Last Jedi or Han Solo, two disasters that fell under Kennedy in addition to all the director and production problems. This man is a beast. He's a savage. He says, what's interesting is Rejwan wasn't involved with either The Last Jedi or Han Solo, two disasters that fell under Kennedy in addition to all the director and production problems. Yes, you gotta lay it right at her feet. She's the one. If this was The Apprentice, she would be fired. All this stuff happened underneath her on her watch. So of course, the disaster is hers. It goes on to say, to be clear, Michelle Rejwan isn't taking the Lucasfilm president job from Kennedy, at least not yet. But Rejwan is replacing Kennedy as the decision maker, as Deadline reports. Producer Michelle Rejwan is the new Star Wars SVP of live action development and production. And then it says here, Rejwan will oversee a new slate of feature films and episodic series for Lucasfilm and Disney Plus, and continue to produce with Kennedy as Star Wars franchise is built out. Kathleen Kennedy also released the following statement, and Kathleen Kennedy says, working with Michelle over the last 7 years as a producer on both The Force Awakens and now The Rise of Skywalker, I have seen firsthand her skills collaborating with writers and directors, and I've been incredibly impressed with her creative skills and her ability to manage. Excuse me, guys. You got to give it to me, man. I'm trying for you. I'm trying to make it funky for you, man. To manage the complexity surrounding these massive projects. I know the importance of building a team that you trust and have fun working with. It is paramount to our success. There's an exciting momentum building around the future of the franchise, and both myself and the Lucasfilm team look forward to working with Michelle in shaping the future in all areas of story development, from theatrical film development to live action content for Disney Plus. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker opens on December 20th, 2019. The next Star Wars movies don't start to get released until 2022, which will be developed under Rejwan's wing. Okay, then it goes on. Untitled Star Wars movie December 16th, 2022. Untitled Star Wars movie December 20th, 2024. Untitled Star Wars movie December 18th, 2026. Okay, well, that's what they're saying. We'll see. Alright guys, well there you have it. Alright, it's starting to come out, alright? Everything the fandom's been talking about Kathleen Kennedy being a horrible failure of a leader, is beginning to be more of like an accepted fact. Alright, so for everybody who's been attacking the fandom for pointing out the obvious, you might want to understand what I've been saying for months now, for years now, and that's that you are on the wrong side of history. Guys, what you must understand is that there is nothing about this sequel trilogy that is a sequel. It didn't need to be made at all. Alright, you've continued nothing. It's not a sequel trilogy at all. Alright, therefore it should be discarded. It should be acted as if it never happened at all. I'm just sorry that they had to get some of the original characters in there at all. I'm sorry they had to get Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, you know, may she rest in peace, and Peter Mayhew and Mark Hamill, you know, and you know, who else was there? Kenny Baker, you know what I mean? It's just, and Anthony Daniels, of course. I mean, the whole thing is just one big insult to the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy as well. There is no reason for this thing to exist whatsoever. None at all. Other than someone just said, you know what, Star Wars made a shit ton of money. Let's pick this thing back up and see if we can like get some more money out of these fucking nerds. And you know that's how they feel, because that's how they've treated us since day one. It's been nothing but insult after insult, and if they're not insulting us in the press and the shill media, they're insulting us with the way they go about telling their stories. Okay, now there you have it, guys. Michelle Rejwan, and I want to point something else out to you guys that I thought was kind of humorous. All right, you can hear from Michelle Rejwan herself, and she's giving her account of how she got this position, and she says, I had been working as JJ's assistant for 3 years. Wow, 3 whole years. We were making Super 8 and started working together in a slightly different way. We would talk about scenes and performances. And when we came back from shooting, I was more involved in post-production, shall we say. One day he said, I'm giving you an associate producer credit on the film, just out of nowhere. From there, we worked on Star Trek, Into Darkness, and right into Star Wars. It all happened very organically, and became the greatest thing I ever could have hoped for. She also revealed her most important career advice. Never settle for good when something can be great. When numerous pressures are coming at you, it can be seductive. It can be so seductive to think you've done all you can. But if JJ hears an idea that makes something better, no matter who it comes from, he'll fight to do it. That's become a core value in my approach to my job. Okay, there you have it. That's from Michelle Rejwan herself. It's not hard to see how she got this position. And ooh, that is so sexist. But listen, guys, if you can't have fun with this, what's the point? Now listen, I wish Michelle Rejwan all the luck in the world. I wish her all the success in the world, because really what I want, and I believe what the majority of Star Wars fans want, is good Star Wars. We want iconic, entertaining, mind-blowing Star Wars. So if we can get a real visionary on there, I don't care if it's a man or it's a woman, if it's a white man, if it's a black man, if it's a white woman or a black woman or Asian or a Latino or a Latina or a Samoan or a pygmy. I give a fuck. I don't care. All right. All I want is somebody who has passion and imagination and love for what they're dealing with. And then we'll see what happens. So guys, that's what we're dealing with. Okay. This is one of those wait and sees, because there it is. As far as Kathleen Kennedy is concerned, I'm glad that it's finally coming out that she is a failure. And when you're dealing with the billions of dollars that we're dealing with the Star Wars IP, people can't be afraid to make that call. So there it is, guys. You can tell me what you feel about this whole story in the comment section. As always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe, and make sure that you hit that notification bell. All right, because YouTube is steadily taking subscribers away from me. Every time I look at my analytics, it says minus 50, minus 80, minus this, minus that. It's ridiculous. All right, I don't know what's going on there. All right, but that's what it is. If you're not getting notifications, or I don't know, it's like, just hit the notification bell, guys. Because like I said, YouTube is fucking with me. They've been doing this for a long time. You know, what can I say? It is what it is. So, but I appreciate everybody out there who's been rocking with me. I appreciate you so, so much. I love you. You guys can check me out on Twitter. That's where I will be. And you can catch me on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.